welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is David and this is David's Closet. Here we talk about handbags, accessories, small leather goods, all of those fun things from the male point of view and on a budget. If that's something that you find interesting, please hit that subscribe button below, like this video, comment, share. As always, I'm trying to grow my channel, so I would be forever grateful. Today's video is a video on bags that fill the void for other bags. So we're going to start off on a little bit of a touchy subject, and that is the topic of non-authentic handbags, the F word. So I know that there are people on YouTube who have them. Some people say they have them and they're honest about it. Some people aren't. That's just, I mean, that's life. That's the same in places. I go, all over the places. I travel, even in my own city, I'll see people, at a garage sale selling a Louis Vuitton Neverfull for $500 and it's literally plastic. Like, you're lying. It's not authentic, whatevs. So there's all of that stuff, and to each his own. I also want to be clear, I personally do not purchase them. I don't like the quality. Even the ones that say top-notch quality, I've seen them. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have purchased them before I really started collecting. I've had three. I had a Speedy 30 before I bought my first Speedy 30. I did that because for under $100, or right at about $100, I was able to see what size of Speedy I wanted. I had seen the 25 in person, but I'd never seen the 30. And I don't live somewhere where I can walk into a Louis Vuitton and check the size. I did that. I did use that bag maybe for a month or so before I decided to purchase my Damier Ebene Speedy bandolier that you've seen. And then I also had a on the go one. I didn't like the style of it, so I never bought the real thing, and I don't carry it. And then a Dior book tote, same thing. I wanted to try it before I spent that much money, and it isn't the bag for me. And all of those currently are shoved at the bottom of this closet in this room in a box because I can't sell them. I don't really know what to do with them, so they will just live there until someday they end up in the landfill probably. Or I've thought about cutting them up and trying to make some cute patch thing out of it. I don't know. Anyway, now, that doesn't mean that people who do buy them are wrong. I want to be clear. I know there's a lot of ethical and things, of the way they're produced and all those concerns. I'm not getting into that here. That's between whoever's purchasing them and, the manufacturer to decide if that's something that they want to participate in. That's not for me to decide for them. So, all I will say about that, for me, if it came down to, here's a Louis Vuitton for, $150, well, I can go to Coach and Coach Outlet, for example, and I can buy a bag for $150, or for maybe another $100, I can buy a Coach bag from the retail store, or I can buy a pre-loved Coach bag. I would rather have something like that. I'd rather have something that mimics a style of a luxury bag than to buy the non-luxury bag. And I've learned that over the years when I used, like I said, this would have been back in 2018, long before I started my channel. I purchased these just to kind of see what style I would like. For $300, I was able to try 3 different styles. But then I realized since I don't carry them, I refuse to carry them, and I can't sell them because it's not ethical to do that. And I don't really want to give them away to people. I did give one to my mom because she liked the style. So I was like, well, here, try it out. See if you like it. And I don't think she liked the style either because I never see her carry it. And then I don't like donating it because then someone at the thrift store who maybe isn't as knowledgeable on these items, either A, prices them outrageously, or B, someone thinks they're getting an authentic Louis Vuitton bag and they're very excited and then they find out it's wrong. I have seen that on TikTok before. People are like, oh, I found this bag at the thrift store, and then I feel bad for them. Even if they only paid, $15 for it. I mean, it's easily worth that, just materials, but it's a letdown. So I don't want that to be passed on to people. So that's my spiel. Now let's get into the video, and I'm going to go quickly. So instead of doing that now, what I do is I buy bags that kind of mimic the style and size of another bag that I'm considering buying. And I have a handful here. I think I have about 8 bags to show you, or 8 alternatives. And I'm just going to start. I have my handy little list here. The first is the Givenchy Antigona, and mine are all packed away over here in the back of my shelf, but we've all seen them. I will throw a picture of one up here. Great bag, and a bag that I bought that I actually bought way after I bought my Antigonas, but I think gives Antigona vibes, is the Coach Burrow bowling bag. And I do think this bag is no longer made. I think they clearanced them all, but you can still get them pre-loved, and maybe some boutiques have them. And keep an eye on Coach's websites, Coach and Coach Outlet, because sometimes, like months after things have been cleared off the shelves, some things will pop up for a good deal. So to me, this definitely gives similar vibes. It has the top handles, the rolled glazed top handles that are fixed. It does have the ability to be a longer shoulder bag or a crossbody bag. It has a zipper. It kind of has a dome shape. Now, I'm not saying this is perfect for it, but it's a very, very similar style. And especially when I realized it is when I carried this bag for the first time and I needed to get inside of it. It's very small and tight, which the Antigona is too, because these handles don't fold down, and you don't want to fold them down on these kinds of bags because you'll crack that glazing. But this bag is different than the Antigona. It is just lined in leather, which I think is absolutely beautiful. And then it does come with a crossbody strap, which of course the Antigona does too. So here is that strap. I don't use it, so it's still all rolled up nicely. And then the hang tag. It also comes with the hang tag. But this bag, I got mine on sale for about $200, I think $212 is what it was when I purchased it. I've seen them go a little bit lower now. They have all sorts of colors, and I just think that if you're considering an Antigona, this is definitely something to keep your eye out for, to try it, see if you like it. Now, size-wise, this definitely is probably the mini size Antigona. I have the small, and it's a really big bag. It's a little bit bigger, I think, than a Speedy 30. So, size-wise, this probably wouldn't be the best comparison. Like I said, I think it would be closest to the mini size, but definitely a bag worth buying if you're wanting to kind of try out the Antigona vibe. Another one, which is one of my newest acquisitions, is this Dooney and Burke pebbled hobo bag. I will link the unboxing to all of these bags below so you can see more detail, because I'm not going to go into all of them very much. But this definitely, to me, gives similar vibes to the Louis Vuitton carry-all. And I believe this would probably be closest to the PM size one. I'm not really sure. I've never taken the time to look at those bags in person. To me, this definitely gives similar vibes. It has a detachable strap, and it's just that hobo, that medium hobo style bag. And, you know, again, for under $200 is what I got this for. I think full price, they're $288 is the highest I've ever seen them. So if you end up paying full price under $300, it's a great alternative to a $3,000 bag. And again, if you like it, you can buy the Louis Vuitton brand one, and then you can sell this one, gift it, whatever you want to do with it, keep it, which I will because I love this colorway. So the next one I'm going to do in reverse order. Instead of showing you the bag and then telling you what it, alternatives, I'm going to do it backwards. So Chanel flat bags. I have a few that are great alternatives. The first being the cheapest option, around $25. It's this denim. It comes in 3 different colors, a light blue, a dark blue, and then this black denim, which I really liked. And obviously it's not Chanel, but it definitely takes a lot of inspiration by Chanel. I like that it has this padded shoulder. I think that helps make it more comfortable. It does have a back pocket. It has the flap. Again, I'm not going to go into these bags in detail. You can see that, but this one is just an unstructured floppy hole. And Winnie, I expect a comment from you. Great bag. I actually really like this bag. I think I'm going to take it on vacation with me because I don't care about it. It's $25. If it gets damaged, who cares? Throw it away, move on with my life. But it's also folds down so I can shove it in a suitcase and it will not take up an ounce of room. So great alternative. Of course, doesn't really look like, a Chanel in my opinion. It's definitely a lot more sloppy and not well put together, but a great way to test out the size. And this is how I know what size of Chanel that I would want, because this is great. And I would want a Chanel that's a little floppy. So probably not a leather Chanel. And then of course you have Rebecca Minkoff Edie bags. And I'm only showing you bags that I currently own in my collection that are comparable. There's 1,000 of bags for each of these. But this is the Edie, this is the regular Edie. So it's not the crossbody and it's not the crazy big maxi one. This one I definitely am glad I bought before I purchased a Chanel bag. This size with this structure does not work for me. And I think this would probably be equivalent to a medium Chanel. So medium is a no for me. I've never carried it. I think you've probably seen by now my never carried bags, and this is one of them. And it's just because it doesn't work. Now another one here is the maxi, which is a size that I like, which I think would be considered probably the maxi. I don't think this is quite the jumbo from Chanel. I think this is a little bit bigger than the jumbo. I think my denim one is going to be the closest to a jumbo one. That's my assumption here. So it is a little bit, it's about the same width, but just not quite as tall. But here's another great alternative. You know, these Edie bags are under $400 and they come in, you know, a couple of sizes, couple materials. This is more of like a pebbled caviar style leather. It does have a bucket in the back. They're identical to the smaller one. The only difference is the smaller one, the strap just goes straight through these grommets and that's it. Whereas on the larger one, there's actually a metal grommet in between these two that's sewn to the actual structure of the bag and the base. So all that weight is not just on this hinge, which is very hard to undo, by the way, but you'll kind of see it up there. It goes through and it just helps keep the bag from tipping forward, and it gives you some sense of security when you're carrying it. But I do love this bag a lot. I have carried this one, and this is one that I will not get rid of. Unless maybe I get a Chanel, then maybe. So for Speedies, there's a couple that I own. One is the Legacy bag back there, and I have those leaves kind of wrapped around it, so I didn't want to pull it off. But we've seen the video. I got it from my mother. She found it at a thrift store. I believe it's one of the Legacy bags they came out with in like 2013. So I have that, and that would be closer to like a Speedy 30. And then of course we have the Coach Rowan, which has seen several changes and updates. I also used to have the Coach Ruby from the retail line. I did sell that one, but I kept this Rowan because this one's special. I did also have a few other Rowans in my collection over the years that have also been sold. Since I have so many Speedies and luxury bowling bags like my Gucci and my Fendi, I don't reach for the Coach one, so this is the only one I'm keeping forever. But as you can see here, very similar size. This would be equivalent to the bandolier because it does have the shoulder straps. I like that the zipper goes all the way down the side a little bit, which is closer to the Gucci top handle that I have. It has a pocket here in the front. There are different versions and newer versions. I believe the newer version, the pocket is actually in the back, and then the Coach emblem is on the front by itself, so it'd be kind of reversed. It does have feet, and I do think the new one still has feet. But these are great alternatives. I've never seen these over $200. I think I paid like $150 for this one. And I have purchased some of my others that I have since sold for around $120. I think the lowest I've ever seen one is $99. So a great alternative to, you know, $12, $15, $17, $2,000, whatever they are now. Great bag, super lightweight. This is the coated canvas. They do have leather versions, and Coach outlets, because this is an outlet bag. Coach outlet leather to me is very iffy sometimes. They have like I think they call it like the top grain or grained leather. It's kind of like a Staffiano finish, which I'm personally actually not a huge fan of Staffiano. I think it feels like plastic. Now I do have a Prada Galleria, and I love that bag, but the Coach Staffiano leather to me is very cheap and I don't like it, but they do have some of their softer leathers. They even have leathers that are kind of combined with like suede on the side and other materials. And they do have some pretty luscious looking bags now. So to me, it would depend on the material, what I would purchase. The canvas one, I like. The hard plasticky leather is a no, but the softer, more supple leather is a yes. Ed Braun, I believe from Winnie BLV, this last year for his birthday, got a black one with silver hardware, and it's the pebbled leather. that is one that I would buy because that leather is absolutely gorgeous, and that leather to me looks very, very similar to like the Rogue leather. So love that, but a great alternative to a Speedy or any other luxury, you know, barrel bowling bag style. The next one is very obvious, and it's the Coach Cassie. And this is the full-size Cassie that Coach discontinued from the retail line. Coach, if you're listening, please bring this bag back in a bunch of other colors because this bag was an absolute win, and they're bringing it back now in different sizes, like my friends Winnie and Dawn. While I'm filming this, while you're watching it, it'll be several weeks back. But they just unboxed the 17. I know Ed is keeping his eye out for a 17 in a specific colorway. I almost considered buying it, but it's too small for me, so I won't use it. This one is also too small, but I love it for, you know, just the days where I don't want to carry a lot, or if I'm on a trip and I don't want a huge bag and I want to be hands-free, because this does come with the shoulder and crossbody strap, of course. But I love this bag, and I wish they would bring it back. I bought this on clearance for about $250 when they discontinued them several years ago. It just has the Coach turn lock. You open it up here, and everything is stored inside, but it's very similar to the Pochette Métis. Coach states that this is modeled after their Coach Court bag, which I have one. I think that, yeah, that's it back there. I have it in navy from the 90s, but this bag is a great alternative. I'll be honest, I considered buying a Pochette Métis for trips and, you know, things like that, because I do think it would be really, really nice to have. But I decided against it because I don't use it enough, and it's not as user-friendly for me to justify the price tag of a Métis. But for, you know, $200, even brand new, I think they were $500. It's a win for me. I can justify only using it a handful of times a year for that price. Another one is also from Coach Retail, and I have it in the Pillow Tabby. So this is the Pillow Tabby 28, 26, whatever the normal size tabby is. It's set up just like any other tabby bag, 2 compartments with a zipper pocket in between, and it comes with a shoulder strap and a longer shoulder strap for crossbody. Of course, this is the super poofy one. Mine is the older model with gold hardware. I love, love, love the new ones with silver, and I want one so bad, but I don't use this enough to justify upgrading it. And I'll be honest, I won't get enough money for it to sell it to help fund that one. I think I paid full price of like $4.95 for this. I may get $150 out of it, if that, maybe $100, because there is a little bit of wear on it. So it's just not worth it to have one with silver hardware to sit in my closet. But anyway, this to me is very similar to the Fendi Baguette, and I love the Fendi Baguette, and I want one. Again, just like the Métis, the reason I haven't purchased it is because for how much money they are, it's a lot of money for something that I probably will use once or twice a year. So I like this as an alternative, but definitely wish I would have bought a Fendi Baguette years ago before they became super popular again, because you used to see them for under $500 in great condition. Not anymore. But yes, this is a great alternative. And I've even in the stores, and even like the department stores, just the other day I was at Von Mar, and they had the regular just Tabby 26, and I kind of, you know, tooled around with it at the store, and it's a great bag, and it's a great alternative for the price. Like I said, this was, I think, about $500 is what they run. They also have the quilted tabbies, which to me obviously are more Chanel-esque. Some of my friends have those. Those are also great bags, and I want one. But again, something I won't use, so I'm trying to avoid buying it because I do have this. And the last bag is my newest acquisition as of when I'm filming this. And this is just a TJ Maxx bag by the brand Claudia Fiennes. I don't know. I'm not cultured. The plaque's back there. And this to me gives a cross between the Coach carryall, the Coach Empire carryall, and then the Row Margot, of course. This is under $150. I got mine for just under $120 due to some of the damage on it that it had, that I was able to kind of buff a lot of it out, but there's still a few spots. But it's a big, giant, floppy bag. It's actually my current bag of the week. So as you can see here, it just collapses and it holds all of the things, plus some. The thing I hate about this bag is this magnetic closure because it's too stiff so it doesn't stay closed and it's just in the way. But I am carrying this. It gives doctor bag vibes and I love it. But these are also great alternatives because if you're comparing it to the Row is obviously like a $5,000 bag. So that's a lot of money if you're not sure if you're going to love the style. I do love the style, so I think I might maybe try to save up and buy a Row bag someday soon. Maybe make that like a 2025 bag goal. And then the Coach Empire I've considered purchasing, but even that at $600, I believe Dawn told me in the comments on my video where I unboxed this how much the Empire was, and I don't remember already, but let's just say it's $600 or $700. That's a lot of money for a bag that, again, I just don't know how I'm going to use and if I'd use it enough, but for like $120, this is perfect. So a great alternative as well. And I will say TJ Maxx, when I was there, they had a lot of bags that gave vibes. They had a table that said something like designer style without the price tag. And they had a lot of bags that you could see where the inspiration was coming from. They had one that looked like a Fendi baguette, and I thought it was really cute. But I was on a mission, and I'm trying not to buy a bunch of inexpensive, cheaper bags because I know me, and I may wear it at first, but then I will never touch it again. I think that doctor bag is the example or the exception to that rule, but we'll see. But anyway, I hope you guys liked this video and maybe you got some inspiration on some bags that may fill a void in your collection for a lot less money, and maybe you got kind of sparked by some things that you didn't really think of before. Like, for example, this little guy, when I bought it, Autumn Beckman also bought one, and then my friend Julie bought one a couple days after. And when I mentioned that it looked like the Antigona, I cannot remember which one. I think it was Julie was like, oh my gosh, you're right. I see it now. So that was kind of my goal with this video, is to help you see something that may fill a void in your closet without breaking your bank. And also without having to go down the route of a sus bag, because if you're like me, you get it, you get the appeal, but it just doesn't make you as happy when you look at it. I know what it is, but that's why I like these kinds of bags, because they're alternatives, but they're also their own thing. You know, like, this is a Coach bag. It's not pretending to be a Louis Vuitton bag. It's a Coach bag. And even like the No Name flat bag. This is a No Name flat bag, probably from Temu, that I got on Amazon. It's not trying to be anything. It doesn't say anything. It just says, I am me, and me is me. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you liked this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.